Welcome to Deep Thought Realm, where curiosity meets insight. Have you ever wondered why a woman plays with her hair, leans in just a little closer, or gets suddenly quiet when you're around? Are these just coincidences or signs of something deeper? In this episode, we dive into the subtle yet powerful behaviors women show when they're genuinely attracted to someone. These aren't cliches, they're real psychology-backed signals that most people miss. If you've ever asked, "Is she into me?" or "What does that really mean?" you're in the right place. Let's explore what she's truly saying without saying a word. Have you ever noticed someone subtly copying your movements, posture, or even the way you speak? That's not just a coincidence, it's a psychological phenomenon called mirroring. And it's one of the most powerful nonverbal signs of deep attraction. When a woman is genuinely drawn to you, her subconscious mind begins to align with yours. And one of the most natural ways this shows is through mimicking your behavior. It might be as small as taking a sip of her drink right after you do, or crossing her legs the same way you just did. It's subtle, but incredibly telling. Mirroring is the brain's way of building connection and trust. According to psychologists, we tend to copy the people we feel emotionally close to or want to be close to. This behavior creates a feeling of being in sync, and in romantic contexts, it can signal a growing emotional bond. It's often unconscious, meaning she's not doing it on purpose, and that makes it even more authentic. The more emotionally engaged she feels, the more likely her body language will start to mirror yours without her even noticing. But there's more to it than just body movements. Speech patterns and even emotional tone can be mirrored too. If you speak calmly, she may lower her voice unconsciously. If you joke around, she might become more playful. The rhythm of your interaction starts to harmonize. And here's the fascinating part. Studies show that couples who naturally mirror each other tend to report higher levels of intimacy and understanding in their relationships. Still not sure if it's happening? Try this. During your next conversation with her, lean slightly forward or touch your face gently. Wait a few moments and observe. Does she do something similar without realizing it? That's mirroring in action. It's not about testing her. It's about becoming more aware of the signals she's already giving you. You're not decoding a secret, you're tuning into a silent conversation that her body is already having with you. So next time you're with someone and you sense that subtle synchronicity, pay attention. It might just be her subconscious mind saying, "I feel close to you." In Deep Thought Realm, we believe understanding these unspoken cues can transform how you connect with others. Because attraction isn't just about what's said, it's about what's silently shared. Eye contact is one of the most intimate and powerful forms of nonverbal communication. When a woman holds your gaze just a little longer than normal, it's rarely by accident. That prolonged eye contact can reveal more about her feelings than 1,000 words ever could. It's not just about looking, it's about seeing and being seen. In the realm of attraction, those lingering moments of eye contact can signal curiosity, comfort, and a desire to connect on a deeper emotional level. Psychologists often refer to eye contact as a form of social glue. It creates a bond, even if brief. Studies have shown that when two people engage in extended mutual gaze, especially in silence, it can trigger the brain's reward system, increasing feelings of affection and emotional closeness. In fact, one famous experiment found that strangers who looked into each other's eyes for just 4 minutes reported feeling significantly more connected afterward, even developing romantic feelings. Imagine what that means when the attraction is already there. For women, holding prolonged eye contact with someone they're interested in serves both as a signal and a test. It's her way of saying, "I see you. Do you see me too?" It also invites vulnerability, something people only offer when they feel psychologically safe. You may notice her eyes soften, pupils slightly dilate, or that she holds your gaze, looks away shyly, then comes back. These micro behaviors are the subconscious expression of attraction and intrigue. But here's what many people miss. Real eye contact isn't just about the eyes. It's about emotional presence. If she's into you, her gaze will feel focused and intentional, not distracted, not casual. She's not just looking at your face. She's tuned into your energy, your expression, your vibe. And the way she reacts when you meet her eyes, whether with a quick smile, a nervous laugh, or that unmistakable twinkle, can tell you everything you need to know. So next time you catch her looking at you a little longer than usual, don't rush to look away. Lean into that moment, meet her gaze, and let the silence speak. Because sometimes the most meaningful conversations happen without a single word being spoken. And here at Deep Thought Realm, we believe that learning to read the eyes is one of the most underrated superpowers in human connection. Attraction doesn't always show up as confidence. In fact, one of the most overlooked signs of genuine interest is nervousness. When a woman feels truly drawn to someone, especially in the early stages, her emotional system can go into overdrive, and the result often looks like shyness, restlessness, or even awkward behavior. This isn't because she's unsure about you. It's often because she cares too much about how she's coming across. Think about it. When you're around someone who doesn't really matter to you, you're relaxed, unbothered, and fully yourself. But when you're around someone who lights up your emotions, suddenly your words feel heavier, your hands fidget, and your thoughts get tangled. The same thing happens to women. If she stumbles over her words, blushes easily, avoids direct eye contact only to glance at you when she thinks you're not looking, these aren't signs of disinterest. They're signs that her mind is racing with emotion. Psychologically, this is tied to a spike in dopamine and adrenaline, the very chemicals that activate during both excitement and anxiety. That means her heart might beat faster, her palms could sweat, or her voice may tremble slightly. To the untrained eye, it might look like she's just uncomfortable, but in reality, she's likely experiencing the butterflies of attraction. And here's the twist. The more she tries to hide it, the more noticeable it can become. So how do you tell the difference between nervousness rooted in attraction and general discomfort? Pay attention to the context and the consistency. If she's nervous but still makes an effort to stay in the conversation, if she laughs at your jokes, if she lingers even when she's fidgeting, that's your cue. Her body is sending mixed signals, but her presence speaks volumes. She could have walked away, but she didn't. That says more than words ever could. Here at Deep Thought Realm, we explore the subtle side of human behavior, the emotional undercurrents that most people miss. Nervousness isn't a flaw. It's often an emotional compass pointing toward genuine connection. If you learn to see past the surface and into what's really being felt, you'll discover that some of the most honest feelings are wrapped not in confidence, but in quiet, vulnerable tension. One of the most telling signs of genuine attraction is effort, especially when it's subtle and seemingly random. When a woman is truly interested in you, she will often seek out ways to be in your orbit, even if there's no clear reason. Maybe she shows up at the same social events, passes by your workspace more than necessary, or starts conversations about things she knows you care about. It might feel coincidental at first, but over time these random moments begin to form a pattern. This kind of behavior is driven by a deep psychological principle. Proximity breeds connection. In psychology, it's known as the mere exposure effect. The more we see someone, the more we tend to like them. But when attraction is involved, it works in reverse too. If she already likes you, she'll create opportunities for exposure. These encounters give her a chance to feel connected, build comfort, and let things unfold naturally without having to take a big emotional risk. What makes this behavior powerful is its subtlety. She may never outright say, "I want to be near you," but her actions do. For example, she might join a group only after you're there, or bring up a topic she knows will keep you talking. She's not just being friendly, she's anchoring herself in your daily rhythm. These interactions may seem casual on the surface, but beneath them lies a genuine emotional intention. Here at Deep Thought Realm, we look beyond what's obvious to uncover the deeper patterns of human connection. So next time someone seems to just be around more than usual, don't brush it off as chance. Sometimes being near you is her way of silently saying, "I'm interested and I'm hoping you notice." Touch is one of the most ancient and powerful forms of communication. Long before we had language, we connected through physical presence, and that hasn't changed. When a woman is drawn to you, even the smallest, most fleeting touches can carry deep meaning. A light brush on your arm during laughter, a tap on your shoulder to get your attention, or a gentle push when teasing. These are not just random gestures, they are intentional signals often used when words fall short. In psychology, touch is classified as a high-impact intimacy cue. Why? Because it bypasses the conscious mind and goes straight to emotional processing. Studies show that even brief physical contact can increase feelings of warmth, trust, and bonding. If a woman touches you more than she touches others, or finds excuses for it in low-stakes ways, it's likely that her comfort with you is evolving into something deeper. It's her way of saying, "I'm open to closeness." But here's the key: the type of touch matters just as much as the frequency. Is it playful, supportive, lingering? Context and emotional tone shape the meaning behind it. If she touches you while laughing, she's building a fun, flirtatious connection. If it's a reassuring hand on your arm during a serious moment, it shows empathy and emotional investment. Either way, these touches say more than a dozen compliments ever could. At Deep Thought Realm, we believe in decoding the unspoken layers of attraction. A subtle touch may last just a second, but the emotion behind it can echo much longer. So the next time you feel that gentle contact, don't just feel it, read it. Because sometimes the body speaks long before the heart finds the courage to. Teasing isn't just for childhood crushes. It's actually one of the most instinctive and revealing ways adults express attraction. When a woman playfully teases you, makes light jokes at your expense, or challenges you in a fun, non-serious way, she's often signaling that she's emotionally engaged. Why? Because teasing creates emotional tension. And where there's tension, there's energy. That energy is often rooted in curiosity, chemistry, and yes, attraction. In psychology, this kind of interaction is seen as a form of social play. It's a way for two people to test boundaries while maintaining a sense of safety. When a woman teases you, she's saying, "I feel comfortable enough to joke with you, but also, I want to see how you respond." This playful push and pull dynamic creates a rhythm of connection, like a mini dance between humor and vulnerability. The key here is tone. Is her teasing light with a smile in her voice? Does she laugh when you tease her back? That's mutual playfulness, and it's a strong indicator of interest. If it weren't safe or exciting for her, she wouldn't engage in it. Teasing, when mutual and respectful, allows attraction to build organically without putting either person on the spot emotionally. It's flirtation wearing a mask of humor. At Deep Thought Realm, we know that the path to genuine connection is rarely direct. It often dances around, disguised in moments of laughter and wit. So next time she calls you out in a playful way or gives you a hard time with a grin, lean in. Behind that teasing may be a deeper message. I like you enough to play with you. Sometimes it's not what she says, but how she says it, that reveals the most. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, her voice may naturally soften when she speaks with you. It's not necessarily a conscious choice. It's an emotional response. That gentle tone, slower pace, or warm inflection is often her way of showing openness, safety, and subtle intimacy. In a world filled with loudness and speed, soft speech becomes a quiet invitation. I'm here. I'm tuned into you. Research in social and emotional communication shows that people often adjust their vocal tone depending on who they're talking to. When attraction is involved, especially from women, the voice may become more melodic, expressive, or even a little breathy. It's the body's subconscious way of signaling vulnerability and trust. If she talks differently to you than she does with others, kinder, calmer, more emotionally attuned, it's not your imagination. It's a real sign of deeper connection. This change in tone often shows up in one-on-one conversations, particularly when the emotional walls start to lower. She may ask more thoughtful questions, pause longer before responding, or use your name more often. These subtle cues build emotional resonance, creating a sense that you're not just someone she's talking to, you're someone she genuinely wants to reach. And in emotional psychology, that distinction is everything. At Deep Thought Realm, we explore the layers of attraction that are felt more than spoken. A soft voice can echo louder than bold declarations. It signals trust, care, and emotional closeness. So the next time you hear her tone shift when she speaks with you, don't dismiss it. Listen closely. Sometimes her voice is telling you a story her words haven't yet dared to share. Attraction doesn't always show itself in grand gestures. Sometimes it reveals itself quietly, through memory. When a woman remembers the little things you say, your favorite coffee, a story about your childhood, or even a random offhand comment, it's a strong sign that she's not just listening, she's tuning in. This kind of recall is deeply emotional. It tells you that you're living in her mental space even when you're not around. Psychologically speaking, we retain details about people we're emotionally invested in. It's part of how the brain prioritizes information. What matters to us gets remembered. So when she brings up something you mentioned days or weeks ago, it means your words stuck. Whether it's as simple as recalling your weekend plans or as meaningful as referencing your dreams or fears, it's her way of saying, "You're important to me." What makes this so powerful is that it often happens subtly. She may surprise you by asking how your presentation went, even though you only mentioned it once in passing. Or maybe she gets you a small gift related to something you joked about weeks ago. These are not coincidences, they're signs of thoughtfulness rooted in interest. And that kind of emotional attentiveness is rare in casual connections. Here at Deep Thought Realm, we believe that real attraction isn't about constant attention. It's about intentional memory. When she remembers the little things, she's showing you that she sees you, not just the version everyone else sees. And in the quiet moments of connection, those little things often become the biggest clues. Jealousy isn't always loud. In fact, when a woman is attracted to you but not ready to fully express it, jealousy shows up in subtle, often unspoken ways. Maybe her expression changes when you mention another woman. Maybe she suddenly withdraws from a conversation or tosses out a casual, slightly sarcastic comment. These micro reactions might seem small, but they speak volumes, especially when they appear in the context of romantic interest. Psychologists refer to these kinds of behaviors as protective responses. When we feel emotionally invested in someone, even slightly, we begin to monitor our emotional territory, especially when we sense competition. For women, these reactions can be incredibly nuanced. A forced smile, a long pause before responding, or a sudden topic change. It's her subconscious trying to regain control over a moment that briefly felt threatening. But here's the key. It's not about controlling or calling it out. It's about observing patterns. If she seems unusually quiet when another woman is mentioned, or if she suddenly becomes more engaged, more flirtatious even, it might be a subconscious attempt to re-establish closeness with you. Jealousy, when subtle, is often less about insecurity and more about emotional investment. And recognizing that helps you understand where her feelings truly lie. At Deep Thought Realm, we don't see jealousy as weakness, we see it as a signal. A glimpse behind the curtain. These micro-reactions, easily missed by most, are often your clearest clues. So next time you sense a shift in her energy when someone else enters the picture, lean in. Not with confrontation, but with quiet awareness. Because in the world of attraction, what's unsaid often speaks the loudest. Silence is often misunderstood. We tend to focus so much on what people say that we miss the space between words. The pause, the hesitation, the moment when thoughts and emotions collide. When a woman is attracted to you, one of the most overlooked signs is that brief pause before she responds. It may seem small, but in that silence, she's processing, choosing her words carefully, feeling the weight of the moment. In psychology, this is linked to self-awareness and emotional regulation. When someone is emotionally affected, especially by someone they're drawn to, they become more intentional in their speech. That pause can mean a lot of things: nerves, excitement, or the simple desire to say the right thing. If she's quick-witted with others but seems more thoughtful or measured with you, it's not because she's lost her edge. It's because you matter. That kind of silence is full of tension. Not the uncomfortable kind, but the emotionally charged kind. It's often followed by softer speech, eye contact, or even a shift in body language. Her pause isn't empty. It's pregnant with meaning. She's not just replying to what you said, she's emotionally responding to you. And that moment of quiet may carry more emotional depth than the words that follow. At Deep Thought Realm, we believe that silence isn't the absence of communication. It's often the most honest form of it. So next time there's a pause before she speaks, don't rush to fill it. Let it linger. Because in that moment, something real is surfacing. And if you're listening closely, you'll hear exactly what her heart is trying to say. So if these signs felt familiar or opened your eyes to something new, go ahead and like this video. It really helps support the channel. And if you want more deep psychology-based insights like this, don't forget to subscribe to Deep Thought Realm. Now here's something fun. If you related to any of the signs we talked about today, drop a comment and write Deep Thought Realm below. That's how we'll know you are part of the inner circle, the ones who truly get it. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay aware and stay curious.